Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chariot series once again after a brief hiatus of a single week. I do apologise for that, but the new system wasn't up and running and didn't have all the stuff reinstalled, but here we are. We've got a trifecta of Innisphere heavies for you. The first up is the Archer, the 2K. This is the Kuritan approach to the venerable Archer 2R model. Their approach was actually one I quite liked. The idea was to remove the rear CT mounted medium lasers and the two arm mounted mediums and replace them with two large lasers by also reducing the LRM-20s down to LRM-15s. It streamlines the whole unit, reduces the overall heat produced by the missiles, but still, you've still got the two large lasers, and you've got decent punch all round. It allows it to stay at range, and it can potentially do more damage. In MWO, the two LRM-15s have a better fire rate than the LRM-20s, so that's a welcome addition. And you can still get a fair amount of ammunition. I think I've got 6 ton of LRM ammunition in this, 3 ton in each side torso, and a couple extra heat sinks. And the armor's pretty good, and the engine is still standard, so you don't have to worry about XL kills. And yeah, the Archer is probably one of the best, in my opinion, fire support mechs in BattleTech. It's not only does it look pretty damn cool, it is one of the coolest looking mechs that they've ever produced. It's just solid, simple, straightforward, easy to use mech, good at 70 tons, and yeah, has a decent armor layout. The new version of it looks really nice as well, for the reimagining by Catalyst. So there's not really much to worry about with the Archer. Because the missiles are so highly placed, you can get pretty good arcing shots. When the LRM changes, even with direct fire, you've also got pretty decent height for firing them, not having to worry about any low or mid sort of height obstacles getting in the way of the missiles. The arms are probably a little low slung in some places. You will have to worry occasionally about firing into the terrain around you, but since most of your work, as if you're using it as an LRM carrier, is going to be based around hanging back and launching missiles at things, the lasers aren't that big a deal. As I said though, the lasers do help. It does make people back off because no one likes to be hit by two large lasers at any point. So it does give you that punch, which the original Archer, the 2R, does kind of suffer from. In MWO, they moved the two rear-mounted mediums to the front, which gave it, you know, a 20-point alpha with medium lasers. But yeah, tabletop actually, much like the Centurion and a few other mechs that are in the original write-up, these are actually supposed to be in the back. It was one of the reasons why the mech was pretty useful on the board, because even if you had a light mech that decided it wanted to kind of run around behind you, you still had 10 points that you could fire, and for relatively low heat, so that was pretty good. Oh, I did notice in this match there's a guy who's running around in an assassin with an Ultra AC-20, and that was a bit unexpected as a build to bump into. But yeah, I'd recommend, if you haven't tried out the Archer, give it a go. It's pretty good. It's a fun heavy mech to run. It's a real shame that it never made the cut for HBS BattleTech. I would love to have had one of these in my Mercenary Lance for a lot of the missions in this. Hopefully it'll turn up in heavy metal, who knows. But yeah, not much else to say about the 2K, because yeah, it was a very simple sort of modification to fit Kurita's needs. Obviously there are loads of different Archer variants out there, not as many in MWO as I think there could have been. But there's been a few, I guess, as the Lost Tech came in, you know, and the mech does have its own custom options, being able to do things like multiple rocket launchers as a one-pump chump, as Varak once demonstrated on stream, but also MRM builds work rather well with this thing, because it does have the weight and the armor to back up the MRM launchers. It does have a decent spread of energy as well if you do need backup weaponry, so it can work. I think the only thing it really lacks probably is a jump capability to give it that maneuverability it needs. But as one of the Succession Wars era models, yeah, this is pretty good. I recommend checking it out if you haven't tried it yourself, although I wouldn't be surprised if people have just made this one by accident, thinking that they're doing a good custom build and it's one of the standard original ones. Also as a note, with this new install, because the new PC I'm running on is like double the RAM I had, so I think I'm up to 32 gig, and I've got like an i7 chip. MWO still struggles to get constant 60 frames. It's terrible. The optimization is all over the feckin' shop with this thing. and it runs fine, but you know, if there's a lot of LRMs on the screen, the FPS still tanks. If you hit a few specific areas of the map, sometimes if you hit them, you'll get like a weird frame drop, or it'll seem to stutter. It seems to be a bug that they introduced several patches back. I don't know why that started happening, but yeah, the game doesn't seem to matter how powerful a computer you run this thing on. It's always going to have some kind of issue, unfortunately. Oh yeah, there's the heat thing. Firing both the LRMs and the large lasers is, yeah, toasty. As I think I'm back. I think I overheat. Yeah, there we go. Luckily, the Marauder 2 overheated as well. But yeah, this one's wrapping up now. So I thought this was really good mech. I think my damage was decent. Maybe it helped just because of the positioning of the team or the way the fight went. But I think this is a pretty good fire support mech, and this build works quite well. So yeah, let me know what you think. You like the Archer? Do you hate the Archer? Do you think it's better? Do you think the Longbow is better? You know, who's a Longbow and who's an Archer? Let's find out. My vote is for both. I can't decide. It's like having to decide between Sooty and Hebe. I just can't say. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you have a good week. I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, Hebe says bye as well.